Well, hello, Dragon family. Happy Monday. Don't come to you often on Mondays, but it hit me in the middle of the weekend that, whoa, I never got around to a live last week. It was so crazy. So, had a great question. I thought, you know what, let's just dive in today. I'm feeling it. Also wanted to touch base because tomorrow is when we kick off for entering the Dragon Realms. I've got an awesome group come together. I've got room for one, maybe two more. I'm trying to keep it a specific size. So it is a nice small group, maximum 12. I'm going back to my roots of like really core, tight knit work. So if you've been feeling it, reach out today, get to that final spot. Also very interestingly, we had the equinox last week and we're working towards the eclipse energy April 8th before the solstice in June. I had over, and I'm trying to remember what day I talked to you guys last. I had whales come in a lot over an 8-day period. Let's say 5 separate times from 5 different directions. Whales was popping in. So I've started listening and I've had some information also come my way about a specific dragon in Wales that is pinned down in their mythology and lore by 5 churches dedicated to Archangel Michael. And when you look on the Google Earth maps, it is very evident, like you can see the dragon in the ground. At least I can. I say like, whoa, goodness gracious. And so I'm feeling really called to do some work there. Feeling it might be over this solstice. Still a lot of ifs, a lot of up in the airs, but I'm playing with this idea of, am I supposed to be in Wales? Is it the right time to be doing that? And if I do go, what about doing a one-day workshop while up there? So just throwing it out there for all of my UK dragons. If you know of a great little place, can be a town hall, something in one of the villages around that Radnor Forest area, ideally in Cascob, or I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, Sevnilis. I'm certainly not, because the Wales pronunciation is its own thing. But reach out to me if you know anybody in the area, because I want to hone in on what would be the right side. I want to be in the energy of this dragon when I do, if I do a workshop. So just throwing that out there, just letting the universe say, all right, I've told the dragons, I said, if you want me there, show me it by this. And they're starting to show that. And I'm like, okay. So trying to hold up my end of the bargain, stepping into that is what we do when we're in flow on the path. And we'll see if that's still meant to be. But putting it out to share with you guys the potentiality of that and in all this big energy. So a really great question came in last week from one of my Quantum Flight Dragon Hearts, because they had a reading, and you guys are going to have this kind of stuff a lot, where you have a reading with someone, or you go to a massage or a Reiki session and they say there's this going on and it has to do with this dragon. Well, she was told that she would be working with DragonFire. And her immediate response was, well, what's DragonFire? And you can be a dragon, you can have already gone through the whole course, but that's sort of a new term. For me, it resonates really deeply, and I knew immediately what she was talking about, and I tried to email her about it, and she said, or actually it was a Telegram message back, and she said, I don't know if I'm quite getting what you're meaning. And I said, well, why don't I talk about it on a live? Because then everybody will benefit from it. And this is obviously a concept that is ready to be out there in the world. And even with all the work that I've done with all the dragons, knowing we have dragon breath, the dragons breathe fire. They have a core fire in their dragon heart that is beautiful, passionate flames. But what is dragon fire? And I see it spelled as dragon with a capital D, fire with a capital F, but as one word, dragon fire, sort of like dragon heart. For me, the dragons have a chakra in what I call their fire chamber. So if you go down into your belly and you're sitting and you're feeling yourself as dragon, you have a womb-hara space, right? That's your power center. That's your belly, your gut, your like internal core. So when I say fire chamber for a dragon, it's that same zone, but obviously it's much bigger. Dragons are bigger. They have a big old belly. That's that big old, you can imagine it like a giant fire pit in there. I call it a fire chamber. Well, DragonFire emanates from the very core of that. So if you imagine that at the center of a chamber within your being, you had a direct line of source energy into, say, the core of the great central sun, or the fullness of the divinity of God, full creative manifestation power. And it emanates from within you like a brilliant sun in the middle of your power center. That is your DragonFire. That is where DragonFire isn't just what gets breathed out. When dragons breathe, that is coming from that essence and typically is not meant to be destructive in nature. It can be because they hold that massive, like in the most loving way, if this needs to be destroyed, then I send it from the depths of my being with all the love that I hold, because as they breathe it up, it has to pass the heart. It encompasses all that heart energy as they blast it out into what is literally the dragon's breath, flames. But the fire itself, that DragonFire, and I love this term, is what's emanating in the very center core of that is endless, it's infinite, it's divinely connected, it's like tapped into all the power of any sun that's out there that's ever been created. So if you have that from within, and that's what's fueling everything that you can bring into creation and manifest and draw to you, that's what is meant by DragonFire. This is a part that the dragons hold. They carry this incredible creative ability, manifestation ability that comes from within that, because they are so divinely connected, because they hold that space within them that is their core. That's their DragonFire. And that same type of emanation comes up from within their dragon heart, where that core fire within the dragon heart, very similar to what I call the core of Gaia, the core fire within Gaia. She's got a crystalline core, but within that is this massive flame center. That's the core fire. It's linked but different. And as they blast it up and through, that connection, that color is made as it emanates out into the world. So hopefully that answers the question. I will make sure that the gal who asked me gets tagged on this, or I'll send her a message to watch the live today. But when you come up with questions like that, like there's no such thing as a dumb question. There's no such thing, even if you've been studying or working with dragons for years, maybe you've gone through one or two of my programs. We are entering new territory. So there's going to be new terminology. There's going to be new things come in, and everything that you guys bring in and get clarity on, especially by asking these questions where I can blast it out to, hundreds of us simultaneously, and everybody will get on the replay when they're ready to hear it. This will go on the YouTube channel, and there'll be those that watch it 6 months from now because they're finally ready for that piece. But we have this new territory we're entering. We are moving into those fifth dimensional realms. We're really expanding into it. So as we come into that higher state of merge, wherever you're at on that journey, you're going to be coming into new experiences, new terminology, new waves of energy patterns. There's so much that opens up, and I continue to be exposed to, introduced to, reintroduced to lineages of dragons and other beings that I've not been ready to see yet. They carry such a vibration, and they're at this part of the summit of our journey into ascension that when we're down here in the valleys approaching that climb, we weren't ready to interact with them. And so more and more and more comes the further we go on the journey. It's super exciting. So that's one of the reasons I am excited to go back and have this foundational basis created through the Entering the Dragon Realms 6-week class that starts tomorrow. And I'll tell you what, in that grouping, there are people that have dove in that know, hey, you know what, I've done this for some time, but I'm circling back. I need this foundational piece locked in and instilled for me. And there's like every gamut. We've got the newbies that have nothing, who are like, I feel this, I feel drawn, I need to have this rock solid foundation. And even someone who's done a workshop with me before, who is Very clear on, you know what? I know that I need something. There's all these pieces out here. I'm feeling almost ungrounded in all the new information and energy, and I don't know what to do with it all. And there's so much going on because energetically, we are in big times. You guys know this. There's so much going on for me. I'm not even like sure what direction to take. I'm feeling drawn to this course, but is that the right thing? And for me, it's like, that's exactly what you need to pull all those pieces together. Like when you get that anchor mat, that foundation within you, it sort of takes all those puzzle pieces or all those balls that are flying in the air that are making you feel confused and chaotic and ungrounded and everything everywhere. And it brings all the pieces in. So really excited about diving into a new group with a nice, small, tight-knit group. If you want to be a part of it, let me know. There is that one space left. And otherwise, I'm going to wish you guys a beautiful week. What do we have? Let's see. I think I've got time. I haven't been on super long. What if we draw a card for the energy today? We've got just coming off a full moon, right? I'm feeling in my body like super, super amplified energy. And it's probably because I was talking about that DragonFire and feeling that building up within me, just even in connecting with the energy to talk about it. So let's shuffle these cards and feel. Let me see what the right intention is to draw. It feels connected like projects and things coming in for each of us, of a message from the dragons about the alignment of something that you're contemplating, whether it's creating something, diving into something. Maybe it's about diving into the course. Maybe it's about a new project you're contemplating or feeling. So for me, it's like the Wales trip and workshop, that potential. So things like that, bigger things that are like just coming onto your radar. You're feeling a hint about them. And let's just get some clarity for everybody in this group, because that core fire, that DragonFire energy is connected to these things coming about. This is what pulls us into our truth. This is what pulls us into our being, is the full activation of that DragonFire and really stepping into it. And so I feel like there's a dragon here that wants to speak to that for each of us with just a simple message about that project or that thing that we're contemplating. That's just starting to show up in our field. Maybe it's a new creation. And interesting, because I think, yep, she's still here on my right. So that's very interesting. We have the moon dragon stepping forward. So what did we just come off of? I think it was yesterday or the day before. Here was the full moon. Beautiful moon last night, incredible in the sky, but couldn't tell if it was like just one day off. So the moon dragon is embrace, yielding, and grace. How does that apply? How does that energy apply when we look to projects that we're sitting with? Something coming in on our radar that is like a maybe, something to create. How do you apply that message of the moon dragon to that? So she's about tenderness, about embrace, yielding, and grace. So to me, that says fully surrender to what's showing up, to surrender to what's coming right in front of you. Because where we're at energetically is this amplified levels of electromagnetic attraction in our field, that as we raise our own vibration, things start drawing to us that are in alignment, because our heart is putting out the right signals. So when I feel the energy of embrace and tenderness and yielding to and grace to, say, the whale strip, it's about softening instead of grabbing control. So you've got something coming in, you're contemplating this project, this direction you want to take, this new path. Instead of grabbing control, that is a human habit that we seem to have of, oh my gosh, I have this idea, I'm going to, and I look at myself literally like yesterday and the day before, I was looking at flights, like what are flight potentials? What dates would I go? What's the pattern there? Like literally like, okay, you want me to do this? I'm going to start looking at the energy of, all right, the plane to get there. Well, they're saying stop, yield, let the grace flow, let the embrace happen, let yourself soften into what presents Allow it to keep flowing forward because there's more information to come that will help all those action points come into place. That everything's just coming off this full moon. Let that energy be what supports you in, wow, let the light shine. They're showing me right now that full moon illuminates how much light is put on it. And new moons, when it's dark, is when it's the energy of like really like pushing things in, like letting that new energy come in. But what does the full moon do? And I love the moon dragon's right behind me speaking. She's like, pay attention. The full moon that's just present with you guys is the energy of lighting up. What does it do? It just sits there softly and casts light on everything. So let the light be cast on all the information coming in so that you have clarity of all the pieces, and let them come together in grace. Yield to the flow coming towards you instead of grasping at it, getting excited with the first tidbit and going, oh. And this is why I was told, like, I can look for locations, but it's better for me to cast it out of somebody out there knows the right location. I'm going to spread the web and let the information come to me. That's the moon dragon's energy that she's trying to say, whatever it is for you, because that was our intention in drawing the card. When I have the intention that everyone who's going to watch this video, who's on, hello Esther, and hi Eli, I saw you earlier. I've got quite a few on watching. Hello. Whatever is coming in to be seen, to be illuminated, and yielded to with grace of keep letting all the pieces come in before you jump, before you like grab all the reins and start driving the horse. Let it come. Yield to it. Let the flow of grace that is the universal flow, the divine feminine piece, come in gently and slowly and show you, because it's all being lit up. You'll see it all, where and how it melds and what the actual steps are. So that, I think, is also a really powerful message from today. We've got the DragonFire and this beautiful aspect of the moon dragon with the moon lighting it up of, all right, we do all have new projects. We have new things on our radar, but let it be illuminated. Let it flow to you without jumping on it directly to control it and run it forward. Let it have its perfect timing. That feels like a complete message. So I'm excited to see everybody in Entering the Dragon Realms tomorrow that is in that program with me. If you haven't seen it, you're like just heard it and want some information, give me an email today, araya@dragonwithin.com. And have a great week, everybody. Who knows, I might come on again at the end of the week. We'll see. I expect to come on last week and then it all got away from me. So super fun to come on Monday. Always appreciate you guys being here. And hello, Katrin. We will see you guys next time. Bye for now.